So this is the intersection of Wellington Street and Lyon in the city of Ottawa. So this is the westbound left coming on now. This intersection has a number of interesting features, and it comes close to being pretty good as far as intelligent signal timings go. Although, as you'll see in a moment, there are a few little things that sort of hold it back from actually being as pedestrian friendly as it really should be. Anyway, all of the movements at this intersection are fully protected except for the northbound right turn. So you see the crosswalk is on there on the east side, and there is also a northbound green at the same time. But from what I've seen, that's really not that much of an issue. There's really not much northbound traffic whatsoever. It's pretty much just a busway, although I think there is also a driveway, so that some cars can drive there, but it's pretty much just buses going northbound. So not that many vehicles. So we also have a split phasing here, so that's the southbound phase, which hardly ever gets called, but it just did. Can't really see there, but it's got a 4-section head with the left turn arrow. And we have a 2-stage pedestrian crossing on the south side, fully protected right turns. But unfortunately, this crossing is fixed time, so the walk light that you saw there happens every cycle, and that's the only time in the cycle it can happen. So if you're going this direction, as I'll show in a second, it does provide a green wave for pedestrians, but it does not provide one in the opposite direction. So there are also dual lefts here. So that's why there's a fully protected right. And then there's also a fully protected left turn there, that neither of those cars were actually even close to the stop wire, but I guess they got a green anyway. So this would normally be the northbound phase. Oh, there is a northbound phase. But the northbound phase is callable, so it often gets skipped. And of course it has a right turn overlap, which makes sense. And now we're back to the beginning, and I'll show the pedestrian green wave here. So now the walk is going, but I have all the time in the world to get to the other side here, because the next phase is going to be the right turn arrow back there, and that doesn't conflict with this side, so it can stay on for a very long time after I've completely crossed, and it's still not even started the flash and note walk. And I think that's probably the biggest issue with this timing, namely that crosswalk on the far side there is fixed time, and that means that you don't really get a green wave in this direction, in the direction I'm going westbound. I'm gonna go ahead and press the walk button. I'll put on the APS just for fun. I don't think this pedestrian signal here it doesn't count down unless there's already a call. So it's fairly easy to arrive at this northbound pedestrian button and then wait an incredibly long time, because you have to get the call in before the point where this point right here where the countdown would normally start. If you press the button anytime after this, you missed it. Now, I'm going to go over and show the issue with this timing going westbound. So I'll put on the APS call just to make it a bit easier to hear what's going on. So here's the permissive right that I showed a moment ago with that right turn overlap, which is good. But we're going to get a walk in a second. Well, this is not very helpful. Can't see what the walk light is, but it's already counting down. So if you're coming this way, you have to wait here. And there's nothing you can do to make it come faster, I don't think. I'll press it to see what happens, but I'm pretty sure it's just going to sit there the whole time. And it seems to be pretty common for cars to disobey the left turn, the fully protected left turn. I think part of it is that the stop bar is just really, really far back. So I think a lot of drivers get part way through the intersection before they realize it's a fully protected left, or that they realize where the stop bar is, by which point it's too late. So it's going to go now to the fully protected lagging left. And this person right turning is going to be running the red light. There's no right turn on red permitted. And now this is finally when you could continue the crossing, I think. Oh no, it's still the northbound phase now, so they get a right turn arrow. Then there we go. I think there's two main ways where the signal timing could be improved to improve service for pedestrians. And again, the biggest issue is that far crosswalk hardly ever gives you a walk light. So the easiest way, I think, would be to provide a westbound green wave. So at least, although it wouldn't actually change the walk time, it would still at least allow you to cross in one go. And that's actually really easy to do since, like I mentioned earlier, there's hardly any northbound traffic. It's really just a busway and then a couple driveways. So if they make that northbound phase callable, so at this point it might not have even turned green, or if it did, it would have just gone a minimum green. It could go yellow and red right now, and then that would give you a walk light right here for the first half. And what that would do is then by the time you get to the second half, you would be lined up with the walk light on this half. The other way I could see this being improved would be to add a second walk light per cycle, because this extremely long right turn arrow seems to be longer than can really be used, because the next intersections downtown don't have that much capacity, so traffic very quickly backs up and it can't use a large portion of the green time just because there's nowhere for them to go. So if they stopped the green arrow here and gave a second pedestrian phase, then it wouldn't take so long to cross the street. Another problem is that there's actually no way for people to reasonably cycle eastbound, even though there's a bike lane that starts on the far side of the intersection. It's not clear how people are supposed to get to that bike lane. So the guy who just went through just sort of in the yellow, in the red. But frankly, you don't really have much other choice. There's either that or going during the pedestrian phase.